There we were, my college debate partner Alex and I, sitting in a classroom at the University of Southern California, waiting for our randomly drawn first round opponents at the 1970 West Coast Tournament of Champions. The door opened and there they were, UCLA's Schultz and Wisner. Mr. Toastmaster, fellow Toastmasters and guests, we had drawn the #1 ranked team in the nation in the first round. Not a good thing. Schultz was prematurely silver-haired. He was wearing a gorgeous gray pinstripe three-piece suit, complete with a watch chain across the vest. And he had the cold, dead eyes of a mafia hitman. Wisner was permanently rumpled. He was mumbling and muttering and looked like he had eaten a bowl of crushed light bulbs for breakfast and enjoyed them. After finishing third in the previous year's National College Championship tournament, they were on a mission to win it all in 1970. A mission that involved ratcheting up their normally intense aggression to nearly psychotic levels. Alex and I knew we were in for an interesting experience, but we forgot that there are two kinds of interesting, the football game kind and the tornado kind. Right now, I start to sweat when I remember what Schultz and Wisner did to us during that horrifying 90 minutes. Now, that anecdote may seem odd to some of you. When you think of high school or college debate, you probably picture bright, well-dressed young people at the head of the classroom, discussing the important issues of the day, supporting their points with carefully chosen evidence and well-constructed logic, and speaking with style and wit. I can vaguely remember some debaters like that, but those guys got chewed up and spit out in a hurry. College debate, as I experienced it, had about the same relationship to effective communications as professional wrestling has to physical fitness. It was actually very much like Demolition Derby, although without the cars. Policy debate, the classic two-person team debate, has always been plagued by periodic swings to excess. And when I was doing it, it had become the ultimate cage fighting of competitive speaking. Schultz and Wisner were the scariest and meanest eye gougers and ear biters around. And they were also the most envied. All of us wanted to be just like them. We wanted to demolish our opponents using their unrelenting aggression, their ultra-high-speed 700-word-per-minute delivery, and their sleazy argumentative tactics that skated right along the edge of outright dishonesty. Alex and I actually did learn to do all of those things, and we learned them quite well, too. In fact, probably too well. To this day, 45 years later, I have a tendency to speak far too rapidly. And right now, I'm concentrating much harder than any of you would probably believe on the most basic elements of speaking, such as eye contact, gestures, and vocal variety, because those things were totally irrelevant to the debating I was doing. How did we go so wrong? Alex and I were in over 500 debates. I didn't know it at the time, but I was actually living one of Toastmasters' most cherished beliefs, that the key to improving speaking is stage time. We read about stage time in our magazine, we hear it at our club meetings, we hear it at all of our conferences and conventions. Stage time. It's become a sort of a mantra with Toastmasters, a magical incantation that solves all problems. But we never ask an obvious question. Stage time for what specific purpose? We've lost sight of something basic but important. Our words community and communicate have the same Latin root word, communis, which translates to share. When we communicate, our purpose is to share our thoughts and ideas with our fellow humans, to build bonds with those humans, to create the community itself. Or at least that should be the purpose. Schultz and Wisner actually helped me learn an important lesson. It is very easy to forget why we communicate. Now, don't get me wrong, I love the game of debate, and it improved my life in almost every way. But it's taken me more than 4 decades to understand that we humans, and especially we Toastmasters, are communications artists. The medium of our art is words. But we need to understand something important, and that is the critical need to speak meaningfully and to speak appropriately, not just frequently. The words we use need to mean something important to us and to everyone who hears them. That's because those words are the only way we have to affirm our humanity to everyone else. Those words matter a lot. Mr. Toastmaster.
Lloyd, take one more minute, please. Boy, we got some tough competition tonight.